many of my customers and prospects are lead generation agencies. And during calls, I noticed that all of them have churn problems because their customers are complaining about the quality of the leads they get. The agency founders are telling me that the problem is not the leads, but that the clients don't know how to turn those leads into closed deals. In this video, I will show you how you can fix churn to increase the retention of your lead generation agency. I will teach you a process that my clients came up with to help their own clients succeed. First, we'll talk about the process itself, and then I show you how to implement it step by step. Alright guys, so the churn problem of lead generation agencies is that clients complain about the quality of leads, but actually they don't know how to follow up well, build momentum, and close deals because not every leads are easy. So the churn solution to that problem is basically you have two solutions. The first solution is that you run the business for them, which is definitely not an option because if you are generating leads for them and closing deals for your clients, you're basically running the business. So this is not a viable solution. The second solution is that you teach them how to work on the leads efficiently, how to make good follow-ups, and how to have a system in place to close deals in a better way. And so for that, you will do an upsell or you will build this in your offer by default. But essentially, it's a done with you offer. So either you can do this as an upsell again, or you can integrate this in your plan and just charge more per month. But the first step is that you set up a CRM for them if they don't have one already. Then you invite the clients in the workspace. You push positive replies to the CRM. So if you're using Smart Lead or Instantly or HeyReach, so you push the positive replies to the CRM, and then you will teach your clients how to turn those leads into closed deals because maybe your job is to generate calls for your clients, right? But maybe after the calls, they're telling you, yeah, but the leads are dog shit. But actually it's not dog shit because you book the call, but they never show up. And some they're not easy. You need to follow up on them. And people, they just think that they will have the perfect leads every single time that will close on the first sale, that they will have no shows, etc., which is not the case. So you need to teach them on how to follow your playbook to close deals. And for that, this is pretty much all the steps you need to achieve that I will show you on how to do it today. But otherwise, there's an alternative to step 4, which is you upsell them a virtual assistant or a bunch of VA services that will handle the follow-ups for them. All right guys, so what we want to achieve is to have a system where we have different workspaces like this, and each workspace will be attached to a client. And in each workspaces, you will have a sales workflow where you will work with each client and teaching them how to turn their positive replies into closed deals. So to achieve this, we will use Breakcall for the CRM. We will use HeyReach to just showcase an example of how to push positive replies from LinkedIn automation to the CRM. And we're going to use Smart Lead to show an example on how to push positive replies from a cold emailing software to a CRM. And for this video, we're gonna pretend that one of our clients is this SEO agency called Unbox. So we're gonna use this SEO agency as an example. So the first step is to go to Google and to type Breakcall. You're gonna go to Breakcall here and click on try Breakcall free. And you're gonna register so that you can do the onboarding like if you were the client. And then the first page where you will arrive will look like this. So you're gonna type the name of the client, then you're gonna type the name of the company of the client. So I'm gonna go with Embark here. I'm gonna select 2 to 4 people. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm coming from YouTube. This is how I found the software. And then I'm gonna click on continue. Then I'm gonna put the website of the client. If your client doesn't have any website, it's fine. You can just go without a website. Then the software, the CRM will analyze the business of your client and we're gonna proceed in a couple of seconds. Then you will have to describe the business of your client. So Embark is an SEO agency that is generating B2B content for startups and agencies across different countries, mostly United States and the United Kingdom. Then you're going to detail the sales process of the client, which is basically your sales process. So essentially what we do at Embark is that we are generating leads using two different tools, so using HeyReach and Smart Lead, and we are pushing positive replies to the CRM. And so usually we have like a first stage that will be something like positive reply, and then we're going to have different stages to turn those positive replies into different steps to achieve book to call until the deal is closed. Then you're going to click on finish, you're going to click on continue, then you're going to skip this part, and then you're going to say you are active on email and LinkedIn and not the rest unless you are. You're going to click on continue without invitations, and then the CRM will do its job of setting up the workspace. So as you can see, it's designing the lists, the tags, and even the custom fields of your clients. The process is absolutely automated. We can see here that we have a sales pipeline, client success and partnerships. We also have some statuses that have been generated, tags, custom fields. So here you have nothing to do. And the good thing about this is that it's tailored to the business of the client. So from there, you click here and you go on and you pass the onboarding. And then you will arrive on this page the first time. You can skip those steps for now and go straight away to pipeline. And once you are in the pipeline, you will see that the CRM has already created the environment of your leads. So everything is set up straight away. And so when you will arrive in pipeline, you will see that the CRM already created different lists for your leads. For now, you don't want to care about like client success and partnerships. So here we're just gonna delete those lists because here we really want to help our client to generate more sales. So down the line, my advice would be you create a list for existing clients and then a list for partnerships. But here we're just gonna focus on one process, which is the sales pipeline. And so we're going to start to rename a bunch of stuff so that we have like a perfect process. So we're going to type like positive reply, and then we're going to have like positive reply CE for positive reply from cold emailing. So you can either call it CE for cold emailing or Smart Lead for the name of the cold emailing tool you're using. So me, I will go with positive reply cold emailing. Then from there, I will rename this one with like positive reply LinkedIn, so LE for LinkedIn automation. And so it means that it's the positive replies from the LinkedIn automation tool that will be HeyReach. And so we will automate the process to push the leads into those different buckets. So then we're gonna have like something that will be called essentially convo started. So the goal is that once a conversation actually started with the lead, it will go right here. Then we'll have something that is called to follow up, because we want to follow up the leads if they don't reply to us, which is pretty logical, right? And then we're gonna have a step that is called booked a call right here, because this is essentially one of the objectives. Actually, I just realizing that we should have like book the call first and to follow up, because usually when you're booking call, people, they don't close straight away, so you have to follow up, and it makes much more sense because conversation started. This is where the follow-up will happen automatically using the software. So it was a bit of a mistake here, so sorry guys for the confusion. Yeah, I'm just doing in one go, so it's a bit difficult to be like super structured. And then we're gonna have like the final stage, which is when the deal is closed and if the deal is lost. So that is pretty much the process of your clients. And so you will teach them to handle the leads right here. So this is pretty much the setup. From there, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna go to the settings and you're gonna go members. And so inside members, you will invite your clients. And so once your client has accepted your invite, you want to tell your client to connect the email account and LinkedIn account, which will be key to auto aggregate the different conversations that you might have with your leads. I will show you in another workspace how it looks like when you have data in it. Here, I'm just showing you the basic concepts, the process. All right, and after that, you want to go to Vision and click on Configure Vision. So this will be key when it comes to the task creation of your prospects, because the process is that your client will arrive every single day on this dashboard, and depending on the leads you generated for them, there will be tasks that will be automatically created by the AI. And so from there, the only job is to show up in this dashboard and just talk with the fucking leads. Like, there's no other thing to do. And the process is very easy because depending on the setup you will make as the agency owner, they will just have to focus on convos, and leads will move automatically in the pipeline, and tasks will be automatically created on this dashboard. So to create those tasks, go to configure vision and make sure to pick a CRM personality that you like. And if you don't like those personalities, in my opinion, the best process is you create one and you create something that is called follow-up psycho. So let's go with something crazy. And basically you want to never lose momentum with leads. So you will have something that is called follow-up frequency 3 days. The email length of the email suggested message and emails will be short, very short. And then the description will be something like this. So the follow-up psycho agent follow-ups every 3 business days with its leads. It only creates tasks when there is an existing thread with the person, and never create tasks otherwise. Because the thing is, you are generating leads from cold emailing and from LinkedIn automation tools. And so when you're pushing those positive replies, there's an existing thread. The goal is to convert those leads into clients. And so you don't want to think about everything else. You don't want the task to be created if there is 0 conversations or whatever with the existing clients. You don't want to create tasks for that. So this is the focus here in this process. And so from there, you're gonna tick adapt to the leads writing style. You're gonna tick use the social post of your leads in the AI suggested messages. And in AI rules, you're gonna just mention firmly and strictly only create tasks when there is an existing thread with the person. And then you're gonna generate the personality, and we're gonna wait like about 20 seconds to a minute so that the personality will be created, and we're gonna be able to use this. All right, now the personality has been created, so you can just select it and go with that personality. You have set up the system that will create the task automatically in this dashboard, and then I will show you how it looks like in my account so that you can visualize how it works. Then the second thing you have to do is to set up the automation when it comes to the leads moving automatically in the CRM. So essentially here, it's pretty simple. You're gonna disable the AI here because you will push the leads automatically using Zapier in those buckets. So you don't want the AI to move the leads automatically here. And here you have conversation started. So you're just gonna mention something, only put leads here when I have at least 2 replies from the lead. And so that way, when you have like positive replies, you only have 1 reply from the lead. But if you have multiple replies, we will consider it as a proper conversation that started, and so the leads will move in that bucket. Then book the call is pretty straightforward, so we're just gonna precise when you know from the email convos that the lead booked a call, put the lead here. And then you're gonna say, for example, when a meeting has been schedule on Calendly or similar. And then you're gonna save this. So for follow-up, you're gonna say only put leads here if they had a call with me in the past. Boom. And the rest is pretty straightforward. Now you've set up the thing so that the leads will move automatically depending on the conversations with your leads. So you will have to do nothing. Your client will have to do nothing. They just have to focus on making those conversations. And this is the process you're gonna teach them. You go here, you do your task, and then you will close deals. That's it. So I will show you how it looks like in a couple of minutes. But before, the goal is to replicate that for every client you have. So you're gonna create a new workspace. So here I'm gonna click on confirm. And once I'm clicking on confirm, I will be able to create a new workspace. And then you, as the agency owner, you're gonna be able to navigate between the workspaces and to replicate this workflow that will be tailored for each client. And so ideally, the AI already created some specific attributes that are tailored to your leads. So the good thing is that depending on the business of your prospect, of your clients, the AI will do the boring job of creating the fields that are needed for these clients. So now the question is how you can add people in the CRM automatically for your client. I've already done a video on this in the past, so I will just put you the segment of this video so it won't push the lead precisely in the bucket we want, but you will get the full picture on how you can do exactly the workflow in good details.
When you are using like a lead generation tool, so here Smart Lead, you always have a webhook functionality where essentially when you want to, in the inbox of Smart Lead, for example, when you mark someone as interested, you want them to be pushed to the CRM. So here I'm going to click on add webhook. I'm going to call it tests webhook. And then it asks you for webhook URL. So this is where you're going to have to create a new workflow in Zapier or in Make. So here I'm using Zapier because just like the most reliable tool to me, very easy to use as well. And so when it comes to like, you're going to click on catch hook, then you're going to click it's going to generate you a URL. You're going to copy paste this URL in Smart Lead, and then you're going to click on lead category updated. And because you want that in the inbox, when you say mark as interested, it goes to Bracol. So this is exactly what we're doing here. So, and then send test to webhook so that we can test if it works. So here I'm going to click on test trigger. We can see that we now have received the data. So the step 2 of the workflow is just to create the second step, which is essentially to push the lead inside Bracol. And so the action event for that is create or update leads. We're going to select an account here. I've already done it because essentially I've already connected the API key here. So very simple. And then you're going to just map the data. So here I won't do it like forever, essentially because there's too much things to map. But essentially what you want to do is just to map a couple of information and from there like pushing into precise list. So what we want to do here is that in Bracol, you see, we have this list. So we want the lead to go to the onboarding service list. And within the onboarding service list, we want them to go to the meeting link sent sales pipeline stage. In that regard, we're going to click on the lists here and we're going to click on onboarding service. And for the status, it's going to be meeting link sent. And yeah, then the rest I won't map it like I told you. So we're going to click on continue and I'm going to click on test the step. And so now we're going to wait a couple of seconds and I'm going to go back to Bracol. Seems like the test is finished and boom, like the lead goes automatically in that category. So if I go to the pipeline, you can see that the demo lead Bob is directly in the pipeline. And so from there, you can do a lot of things with this type of integration. This is exactly what we've done at Bracol. You see, we have, so it's a demo account, but essentially sometimes we use demo accounts for real stuff as well, because it stays connected. But we have this positive replies list where we just push every single positive replies from Smart Lead inside the CRM.
All right, so we now have our positive cold emailing replies pushed to the CRM. Now let's push our positive replies from LinkedIn automation to the CRM. So like I told you in the beginning, for that, we're gonna use HeyReach, which is basically the most popular tool at the moment when it comes to LinkedIn automation, especially for lead generation agencies. When you are inside HeyReach, you can go to integrations right here, and you can go to webhook. And inside webhook, you're gonna click on create webhook. And from there, you're gonna say positive reply, and then it's gonna ask you for webhook URL. So similarly to the Smart Lead workflow, you're gonna have to go to Make or Zapier or do an API workflow. So here I'm just gonna use Zapier one more time, and I'm gonna go to Zapier and click on create. For the trigger, I'm gonna use webhooks. I'm gonna again like do catch hook, continue, configure, and then I'm gonna copy the webhook URL right here and paste it back to Hey Rich. In event type, we gotta do something where essentially we want to push when the first message reply received. So the first time we have a positive reply from the lead, we want to push that person to the CRM. So here, I'm just gonna select this campaign as a fake, and I'm gonna click on create webhook. So when there's a positive reply from the HR followers campaign, I want it to be pushed to break call. So I'm gonna click on create webhook. And from there, like you see, I can go to edit and I can click on test webhook. So here I just click on test webhook, and then I'm gonna click on test trigger, and boom, we have it. We have the full test right here. And I'm gonna click on continue with the selected records. And I'm gonna take break call as the app because we want to create the lead inside break call. So for the account, I'm gonna take my account. And here you're gonna click on connect a new account. And so it will ask you for your API key. So you will have to go to the settings. You will go to app stores. You will go to API keys, and you're gonna create API key, copy it, go back to Zapier, put it where it asks you to put it. And now you've connected your account, and in action events, you're gonna click on create or update lead. And so from there, you're gonna map all the data that you have. So, you know, like email address, the first name, pretty much all the data that Hey Rich is giving you. So here I'm just gonna do it rapidly, but here then you're gonna just say, okay, I want the lead to go to the sales pipeline list, and I want the lead to go precisely to positive reply LinkedIn. The owner, you're gonna assign it to the name of your clients. It's just me in the workspace, but if you have a client onboarded already, you're just gonna put the client as the owner, and you're gonna continue to do everything. So here, I'm not gonna do everything. I'm just gonna speed the process and click on continue here. And then you're gonna click on test step. From there, it will push on the lead to break call. And if we go back to break call now, go back to the pipeline, and if you refresh the page, you will have the lead right here. So yeah, you have it here. And so now with the system, you are able to push the positive replies from cold emailing in Smart Lead to the CRM, and also when you have a positive reply in Hey Rich from your LinkedIn automation. And so now the only thing that will happen is that your client needs to follow up with those leads. And here, this is where I will switch to a workspace where I have data populated inside of it so that I can show you like practical workflows on this. All right guys, so this is how it typically looks like when you have more data in the CRM. So again, like I told you throughout this video, the only job of your client should be to just go on this dashboard every day and just execute. So the task will be automatically created. So they just have to open the task, and depending on the convos you generated for him or the calls, they will be put directly in the relevant email thread or LinkedIn thread for them to follow up. And they will also be guided by the AI with like a specific like action plan depending on what happened before during the convos, and also like an AI suggested message that they can use. And if you've done it smart for them, it will be even tailored to the needs. And so depending on what's happening with the email conversations with the leads and LinkedIn conversations that you're pushing them and that you're helping them to do, the CRM will detect those exchanges. If a conversation starts, it will automatically move to conversation started. If the person booked a call, then you send the discovery call, the CRM will detect it and automatically move the person to the booked a call stage, which is obviously pretty handy. So you don't have to do anything to move the leads in the CRM. You don't even need to have VAs for that. And the person will also be like super happy. And so from there, what is good with movements that is automatic with the leads is that the CRM analytics will always be up to date. You have like different blocks that you can use for your prospects. And so from there, from the dashboard blocks that you will select, it's always up to date. And so the client can just check what is happening and how many leads have been generated by your team, how many calls have been booked, etc. So this is just a good system. Conclusion, You tell the person to go here and to execute. Once they're done by executing the task, you're telling them to focus on active conversations in the LinkedIn inbox or in the email inbox. That's pretty much about it, guys. Like from there, they just do this over and over and they will get results. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to that YouTube channel for more content like this and click on this video if you want to learn more about my sales CRM software. Cheers.